I'm gonna have one last video today, just because I spent a little bit of time figuring out some other sets, and this is an absolute first for me in my buying from the secondhand market. I've never ever had two identical sets in one lot. Now, if somebody takes over my collection, they're gonna find multiple copies of a lot of sets, but I've never seen it, especially this one, which is always an odd one, I thought. I mean, it's kind of cool. The guy doesn't sit down. I always thought that was a bit odd. These were 100% in there. I think because it's later. I mean, these ones came out years after the rest of this stuff. But the helmets, everything, the visors, every single piece in here was from the lot. Now, this one thing, probably, this has still got the hollow on it. But this one, I think, probably because when I washed it, the hollow came off. C'est la vie. I had a lot of these guys. They're a fun theme, but never liked this one. It just seemed a random parts thrown on top of a disc. There's not even a chair for the guy. He has to stand up all the time. But again, the odd thing is that, yeah, there was two of them and they were fully complete. I didn't have to get one piece from my collection to finish those two. In the process of doing that, because there's a lot of white in there, I started pulling out these guys to figure out these guys, and then going, oh, there has to be one set, and also the trans dark blue panels here. There has to be a set that takes all that. And so I went on Bricklink, and I was looking at these guys, and then I was looking at these guys, and then I was looking at these guys, and this is the one that all of them. I didn't have, I own all the Futuron, but I didn't put them together because I didn't like Futuron, except for the monorail, really. I didn't hate Futuron. There's some reasonable sets in there, but I was not a Futuron fan. I classic space, and I jumped basically straight into Blacktron. I kind of gave Futuron a pass for building, but I did buy a lot of their sets just for parts. I'm sure if I put my mind to it, I've built them all over the years, but I'm not interested. But this was in there, so I put them together, and happy I did. It's always a cool set. It the whole thing kind of folds down like that, and then it comes up like that. These things pop off. It's kind of cute set. It's not obviously not my favorite Futuron. That would be, of course, the monorail. Monorail. But this is a fun set. So, but it has a lot of unique parts. Again, the skis on the bottom, these little wing plates are really cool. The trans dark blue panels, and not too many quote unquote basic pieces in this set. It has that 2x16 black plate, which I seem to use a lot these days. So not a lot of basic pieces in this guy. It's basically a lot of really cool parts and some slopes and blah, blah, blah. And then those guys. So that's going to be my last for a bit. So far, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 sets from this lot so far. And some like these ones up front, I didn't have to get any parts from my collection. And some, like that guy, I had to get lots of parts from my collection. And some I still have to get a printed brick in order to make it complete. But overall, 10 sets and still lots of pieces to play with and to sort in the collection. I mean, they must have had some more either pirate sets or whatever, because I got an absolute ton of and I should look this up, but I mean, this guy's either and that. So aquarium theme. One more cannon. This is probably that the walker, that little walker in Futuron with the little white and black legs that I had in my fish tank for the longest time. Because I looked that one up too, and I don't think it was the Starfire, I think it's called, because there's only one of them, and I don't have any more of those 6x6, whatever you want to call them. I do have one printed piece left, and that could be from numerous sets. Again, it could have been from my personal favorite set right there, but highly doubtful, because no wings and no gray Now, no gray, these guys at the bottom here. None of those gray pieces. So it's probably not that. Could be, I don't know what it could be, but also left in this collection, and kind of expect when you have classic spaces, I have these guys. And these guys were, I won't say ubiquitous, but pretty much rampant in classic space sets. So it could be the lab, the little lab. But again, I can't find any transclear radar dishes. It could be the other one that takes these tiled or these studded wheel wells. I might try to build something, one of those sets. I don't know. And this guy, this sort of stack of dishes. Now, I did find out that this came in a universal building set too, so I don't think it's a 926 and I don't think it's a 928. And any other space set that this thing came in. I think it's the universal building set that this came in, because there's other pieces from that universal building set in there. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I have these left over, this left over. I don't know. I mean, those only came in the bases and the bigger 924s and 928s. I'm not gonna worry about it. I had fun putting these 10 together. I'm going to call it a day. I may, so here's a bin of leftover odds and sods. Now, obviously there's a train set in here, and I got all the train rails, like just tons of old gray train rails. I'm not even gonna bother because very few old train sets, I mean, they're just parts packs now. And this thing, it's probably from either a pirate or something else. I could figure out what this belongs to. I'm not going to. The motorcycles, some town sets. I think I'm just going to sort the rest into the collection. That's what I think right now. I'm kind of done building classic space sets and one pirate set. I've never built a pirate set before. So I might do a better wrap up, because this one was just supposed to be ostensibly about these three and how I built them, and I'm done now. And the last three, basically, I didn't have to source any parts for my collection, which is kind of neat, considering that every one of those I had to source parts for my collection. Some more than others, but these three were 100%. All pieces were in the lot. So happy about that. Oh, and let's dump these out. Well, maybe this will do my wrap up too, just to get it done. So this is the lot of minifigs. Now, it did come with one Star Wars. There's as I mentioned at the beginning, Jar Jar, the red guy. So I'm sure I could find out what set he's in, but I'm not going to try to build it. And a lot of older classic space guys, a lot of white. Again, so they got the red. You got, I thought I saw a blue in here. I might have already built them into something. The robots from Spirius. Two Blacktron guys. Now, this is the one thing that I wanted to do, is figure out why I have two Blacktron guys, but absolutely no pieces for a Blacktron Batrax or a Renegade or whatever. And I'm going, that's odd, because I have no trans yellow canopies or anything. Like, I just find it very, very odd. So I think it's one of those little two-seater things that I might want to look up. Two of those minifig torsos. Another black guy here from Futuron. What else do I got? A lot of townies. A lot of another space guy that's missing pieces. Most of the helmets are beat up, and you can see this one's like really beat up. Especially the old classic space, like this guy. Like, I'm gonna throw those helmets out. Throw them in my junk bin. A lot of the older ones are really beat up. But again, overall, the pieces, a lot of pieces are good. Oh, and this is one of my favorites, the compass. That actually works. North is that way. So, fire guys, police guys. Oh, some red torsos there. As I always say, there's the minifigs that suffer in these lots. There's red space guy that's missing hands. I mean, I got lots of hands for red. I have no hands for blue. Let's see. That's about it. So I'm not going to worry about some castle. And I'm not even going to bother building the castles. I'm just going to roll those guys into the collection. So in the end, I would say the sub, I mean, no, I'm not going to bother. I'm done. I want to reorganize my Lego room. I want to get that done. So I'm going to say, yeah, that's it. 10 sets plus a stack of other pieces that are cool and I can do stuff with. This is just a gray over here, kind of sort of sorted out. But because I was building all this stuff with the gray, and Classic Space always has gray. So black, white, I sorted out all the colors. They're on the floor here. I'm not even going to bother showing you because it's just basic pieces now. I'm done. And I want you guys to take care. And I actually enjoyed this for the most part. I enjoyed sourcing the parts from my collection for the parts that were missing. I enjoyed rebuilding sets that I loved when I was a kid. And I loved building sets that I never built before. The pirate set. Now, as I said earlier in a different video, am I going to keep all these together? I don't know. I don't have a lot of room on the shelf to display them, and I have one of each, basically, well, except for Futron and these guys, Hovertron, whatever you want to call them. I have that one. 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 So I don't know if I'm going to keep them together. I'm going to see what 21. I'm going to leave them together until 2021 presents itself, and hopefully we're all vaccinated at some point, and then we can start doing shows again. And then I might start bringing them to shows. We'll see. Anyway, this was fun. I'm going to wrap it up. No more lot builds. I'm going to say that adamantly and putting down my fish down. But who knows what will happen tomorrow. I might get bored and start building more. But for now, no more lot builds. I think the 10 sets here are quite enough to make the point that it was a good buy for $75. I think it was $75. And with lots of pieces left over, lots of minifigs left over. Yes, there's some bad parts and some bad figs. But again, you throw out the bad, you keep the good, and 99.9% of it's good. This is, of course, the wonderful minifig face that we all adore. And another pirate. So you guys all stay safe out there, and I will talk to you soon.